I just
Opal's face today.
I don't know exactly what's going on
I
here.
know about Opal.
What are we supposed to be doing? Okay, I think he's going to answer some questions, but I'm not really sure.
Okay, let's get into these questions. Question number 1 comes from Daniel Brazil, and a similar question by the Princess of Logic. When do we get to see the man behind the hands? Can you make an Opal video with your whole self in it? Well, guys, that's a really good question. Okay, let's get to number 2. Well, the answer is, early on in my YouTube career, I was advised not to reveal myself because I was already famous in another field, which I will not disclose. So, anyway, I didn't want my regular career to interfere with my status as a serious professional, a macho professional on YouTube. I don't know why, but you always make me nervous when you're cutting expensive opal. This comes from James Alamon. James, I make a lot of people nervous, and that's why they make me wear this special device to make things, well, less threatening when I'm around people. The question comes from Dawn Morning, who asks, do you accept rough opal to polish? Well, Dawn, I occasionally do cut and polish stones belonging to other people. I mostly take them when they're out of town or asleep at night. Seriously, I've done this before, but I really can't predict whether or not I will agree to cut stones that are sent to me. Sheila does that, but I guarantee that she will accept any rough opal that is interesting enough to make a video out of. She just loves videos. I know this because I hear her at night with her laptop, screaming and moaning. She loves them. This question comes from Carrie M. Chardy Carey. I just read them. She asks, what's the funniest story you've ever had happen to you or someone near you? Well, Carrie, I'll take the first one first. But anyway, for me, the craziest thing that ever happened, one day I was sitting in my office. That's where we high flyers spend most of our time. The phone rings. The caller ID says Vatican City. I asked myself, who do I know in Vatican City? Then the caller informed me that I had just been elected Pope. Well, I was a bit surprised. I'm not even Catholic. So I recommended this friend of mine, Jorge Bergoglio, who now goes by the name Pope Francis. But I still call him Jorge. And by the way, he subscribes to my channel, and he even wants me to get a merch shop so that, he can buy some cool Pulitzer Opal gear. The next question is, do you intend to do live streams? This comes from Brett S. and Dawn Morning. I think Dawn has too many questions, if you know. But anyway, Brett and Dawn, I don't think there are enough people who would want to watch live streaming from me. I'd look at the screen, you see the people logging in, and I'd see that there are only 2 people watching, and both of them are Sheila, logged in under 2 different names, of course. One day maybe I'll do streaming on YouTube, but in the meantime, I will be hosting a live talk show on Intergalactic Opal Radio. Radio audiences are more forgiving, I find. Joel Monday asks, what are your thoughts on smoked Wellow opals? Well, Joel, I kind of went over this in a previous video. I think that it looks pretty good. My only problem is with the people who smoke it. Smoking is a bad habit, and, well, don't be like Mike. Some people ask a lot of questions. This is another question from Kelly Ludi. She asks, have you ever really messed up a cut and lost out on big money? Did you cry? A little? Did Sheila cry? Well, Kelly, I used to cry a lot, but not about opal. It was things like someone once called me a poo-poo head. Since then, I haven't cried very much. Now, Sheila, she cries all the time.
I don't.
Okay, this from Sunset Bay Bonnie. Cuddle Muffin, I thought this was a kid-friendly video. Oh, my ears. I bet Sheila taught you that. Okay, Bonnie. I already answered this in my reply, but let's just go over it again. The term cuddle muffin apparently is from a time when you could say the word muffin without people with filthy minds automatically thinking muff. Muffin is a tasty, sugary bread thing. Muff is, well, let's just say something else. Muff and muffin, unrelated, except for the muff part. Do you ever do faceted stones? This comes from Corey Merrill. Said, no, Corey. Whatever interests me, I seem to get involved with, so I try to stay away from things that tempt me. They would distract me from doing the things that I already do. I mean, when you're tempted, you never know what will really happen, if you know what I mean. This next question is from Chernihivska. Hope I pronounced that right. He asks, how do I seduce a beautiful woman if I don't own any Opal? Well, Chern, if I have to tell you how to seduce a woman, then you probably do need something, and I'm not sure that it's Opal. I mean, all you really have to do is go up to a woman and say something catchy like, I seem to have lost my phone number. Can I have yours? Well, that's a good one. Not. You just have to be confident and strong, or pretend that you're confident and strong. That will work for some period of time anyway. So, if you're confident and strong and you're not a jerk, maybe the women will actually listen to you. What they do past that is unknown to me, and I actually don't want to know. So good luck. Buy some Opal. The next question from George M. What is Vegemite? This is Vegemite. What Vegemite is it's yeast extract. We're going to do a taste test. Virgin tube. It certainly looks delicious. This looks like something that dripped out of one of those bulldozers on the Opal fields. But let's not pass judgment until we give it the taste test. Oh, that looks good, doesn't it? Looks like a slug that I saw on a dead body once. Isn't that wonderful? Down the hatch. It's got a flavor a lot like nothing I've ever tasted before. But I can tell you one thing for sure. Put another slug of it on. It's very salty. My blood pressure is going to go way up. I think that Vegemite is what we'd call an acquired taste. Maybe I'm slowly acquiring a taste for Vegemite. A year from now, I'll be eating nothing but Vegemite. Vegemite, it's what's for dinner. This question from Spicy Man Golden Gems. What did you do with the larger one? I believe he's referring to the leftover piece that I used to cut the gem in my video called $60,000 Stunner. It was a couple of weeks ago, but if you're listening to this in the future, welcome to the past. Spicy Man, I traded that remaining stone to a guy for a handful of magic beans. He assured me that I would be satisfied with the purchase, but so far, well, not so much. But look at them. Aren't they nice? Actually, here are the before and after shots. This is before, and this is after. Not too disappointing. Not to me, anyway. Isn't your wife a bit bothered by Sheila? Sheila's behavior is disturbing. This comes from Mira Fields. Mira, my wife and Sheila are actually great friends. There's no jealousy because they both hate me. They do everything together. They buy lipstick, and they do other girly things that I don't know what they are. You probably do. They like to play tickle, of course, with appropriate social distancing. I mean, when it comes down to it, they're really BFFs. You know, best f***ing friends. Z.C. Allen asks the next question. He says, the potato is a multifaceted vegetable. My question to you is, what is the best way to prepare a potato for culinary use? Well, I admire your gastronomical expertise, ZC. A potato is a delicacy that we all savor, and precise preparation is imperative. Never mash a potato. Pressure should be applied gently while carefully caressing it. This method preserves the dignity of the noble tuber, allowing the rich, savory flavor to burst forth. Or you can just take it and throw it in the microwave or even in a deep fryer and have an equally pleasing experience. I like French fries. Who doesn't? Next question. This comes from Charles Wall. You were a rock star before your YouTube channel. What is your favorite eye-catching masterpiece? Charles, the best piece of opal jewelry that I've ever made is the Rainbow Shield. It's 25.5 or so carats. It's on my logo. You've seen it. It's at the end of the video. But if you really want to know about that, you can watch my video called The World's Best Opal Pendant. Well, the title might be a slight exaggeration, but it is a good video, if I must say so myself, and it explains how I actually got into opals. It doesn't say how I'm going to get out of opals. That's a tougher one, but I'm working on it. Not really, but... This from Deng Castro. Is a flat opal not desirable? Well, Deng, flat is boring. I was going to make a comparison between opal and, well, I won't go there. But what if the earth were flat? How interesting would that be? Well, maybe it is flat. Some people say it is. But the reason you have a dome on an opal is because the dome stands up above the surface and you can see it from more directions. Simple as that. Flat cabochons can be very, very interesting as well. A flat cabochon is acceptable for opal jewelry. This question comes from Rookie Rockhound. I'd like to say that he's sort of become a good friend. He's a YouTuber and has a very interesting channel, so this is a plug for Rookie Rockhound. Take a look at his channel. I think you'll like it. His question is, how old were you when the opal addiction took hold? Well, Rook, am I addicted? No, I'm addicted. I guess that was about 9 years ago, Rook. So, let's see, I guess I was about 24. This next question comes from Thomas Ferguson. Thomas has given me an easy question. Can you tell me where to buy 14-karat screw-eye pins? I have the epoxy, but didn't know if you have a particular supplier. Well, this is easy. I get my screw-eye pins from Rio Grande, but I'm absolutely certain that somebody on Etsy also sells them, and I also have bought things on Fire Mountain Gems. That's another website. You shouldn't have trouble getting these. I know that they have 14-karat screw-eye pins on Rio Grande. This comes from Kelly Ludi. She says, I actually get kind of nervous watching the cutting. I have complete faith in you, but it still makes me sweaty. Well, Kelly, thanks for having faith in me. That's certainly misplaced. But anyway, it makes you sweaty. I suggest you take a nice, cool shower. Maybe with some scented shower oil or, a little aromatherapy. The cool shower and the aromatherapy, you'll be good as new. Next question is from Blue-Eyed Kitten. She asked, Sheila was mentioned, but she didn't actually appear in the video, which makes me concerned that she's tied and gagged somewhere in your dungeon. not basement. I'm sure you have a dungeon. Well, blue-eyed kitten, I do have a dungeon for people like you. I have no dungeon. Sheila's fine. See for yourself. Dungeon. Give me a break. Okay, this from Robert Lunsford. What is a good stone to practice with to get used to grinding opal? Well, the best thing is opal itself, potch, common opal. A good substitute is obsidian, or actually just glass. Obsidian is, of course, volcanic glass, and it's a very good thing to use. You can really use anything.
Some kind of rock,
Before
right?
I cut any opal, I made 2 cabochons out of agate, and then I started in with inexpensive opal. LGK asked the next question. It says, can anything be done with chocolate opal? Well, chocolate opal generally refers to opal that comes from the original Ethiopian opal area in the Shua province near the town of Mazezo. It proved unsuccessful because it cracks and falls to pieces, so it's really not suitable for jewelry, although it is still sold and it cracks for everybody. I've recently done some work with these, and I've had some success stabilizing them so that they won't crack. So when I do the video on stabilizing this chocolate opal unstable stuff, once I have the formula for stabilization down perfectly and I post it on the internet, I believe that might actually change the whole opal industry, to take these hundreds of thousands of kilograms of this useless material that cracks too much, make it uncrackable, and all of a sudden you've got a new industry, because a lot of this stuff is just as colorful as the good Ethiopian opal, that is Wellow opal. Now, for me, the best chocolate is this: candy, brownies, muffins. Yes, muffins. I hear you back there, Bonnie. These are real muffins. Muff is only a syllable. Well, I hope everybody got the answer that they deserve. I'm sure nobody's still watching this, so I'll say this. You can still ask questions about opal or about anything you want. I will try to answer them in the comments, as I usually do. And if people really want to see another question and answer session video, well, I may do it again. I can't believe I just said that. Anyway, you know what to do. Click all the buttons, ring all the bells, and I'll see you next time.